and that will be the login link. That's our admin portal. And then you'll enter in your username and password. And as I said, you've been assigned a generic password. I just need to find out what that is. And then the email addresses that were sent over to us will be your logins. So once you've logged in from the admin portal, oops, here we go. I just picked someone's account at random, so I had something to go off of. This will be the main dashboard. So Kelly, I hope you don't mind I'm using your account, if Kelly is there. Okay, this is the main admin dashboard. So this is what you'll see once you log in. This will be where you go to first, and then you will perform any other tasks that you have. And while I'm on this page, I also want to show you, this will be the front of the website. So this is the client-facing side. There will be a few things that clients do from the front of the website that you will be able to access from here. So I thought I would just have both pages open. Now the first thing I'd like to point out here is our online chat. This is a great resource. We're available Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And that is Mountain Standard Time. So that's 10 to 6 your time, I believe. And we're here for anything you need. That online chat is also right here on this first admin login page. So if you can't log in or anything else, we're here to help you with all of that.
Can you make it bigger by chance? Is there any way that make it full screen, or?
Is that better?
Yep, perfect.
Okay, all right, great. Okay, so this is the dashboard. The first thing you will want to do when you log in is make sure your contact information is correct and upload your biography. To do this, you will go to Edit Contact Information, and then you'll make any changes that you need to make. If you have a biography you would like to include, you can come over here to My Profile and enter in your biography. And it looks like some of these have already been entered in. And so this is where you would go to make any changes to your bio as well. Now from wherever you are in the dashboard, to get back to that main admin page, you'll hit the logo in the upper left corner. So if your contact information is correct, you're ready to move on to the next steps. And what I'm going to do is go over the tabs one at a time. I probably won't cover absolutely everything because I don't want to overload you, but I will go over the main things that you will be dealing with as you get to know the system. So let's start with an overview of this dashboard page. Of course, I've gone over the contact information, and down below that is an area called My Links. This area is intended to be a place that you can add URLs that you visit frequently. For example, the MLS. So all you would need to do is hit Add New Link, give the link a label, add the URL, and then hit Save. And then you can come into your dashboard and go to these external links. I will go ahead and delete this one out. And additionally, your broker has the option of including shared links from this area. And this would just be at a brokerage level, so they may or may not choose to do that. But this is just intended to be sort of a place to do a single sign-on for you. Speaking of your brokerage, they may include a message in the broker message area. So be sure you check back here for those messages. And additionally, news and updates will come from Blue Roof 360. We're constantly working on improving our system and adding new features and products, and those will all be updated from this area. Below news and updates, we do have our products, our additional products available. If you're interested in either of these, you can just click on the link and a free account will be created for you. But if you're wondering, that's just what this area is. If you have new leads and they have either registered on the website or you have entered them in, you will be notified from this area. And this would even include contacts that you have imported. And this just lets you know, okay, so in the last 30 days you've had 2 people sign up on your website. So that's just a way to have a bird's eye view of who has signed up recently and how many total contacts you have. And then when you enter tasks and events in from both the contact management area or the properties area, those will display in this area. And that's the main dashboard page. Now from this Home tab, we've gone over account information. Now let's go to document storage. This is an area from which you can upload forms and files that you need frequent access to. I know several people upload all of the MLS forms and all of the contracts that they frequently use into this area, so they can then download them and have them all stored in one place. And your broker may choose to upload forms as well. And this is just there for your use. I do have a lot of brokerages that have uploaded all of the forms and videos and training materials, everything into this area. So you may choose to take advantage of that. The next tab is the website tab. And this will be where you manage all of the edits and changes you may choose to make to the website. I won't get too much into editing the website today. I think that would probably be overload, but I will go over a few things on this tab just so you know what is possible. The first page is the site information page, and the 2 things I want to point out from here are the ability to add your own custom domain. If you do have a custom domain that you have purchased from a company such as GoDaddy, this would be the place to enter that. And please don't hesitate to get online with us or call us up, and we will walk you through that process. There are 2 steps involved, so putting the domain in here will be part of it, and then we will make a change from the domain registrar as well. And then the second thing I want to point out is down here where your MLS is. We need to have your agent ID number entered in. So when you first come in to the site information page, all you'll need to do is select your MLS, enter in your agent ID number, and then hit Add MLS. And then instead of adding it twice, it will just add the number. And this will tie your listings to you and pull them through to your featured properties area, as well as to your My Properties area. So that is the site information page. I'm going to bypass layout and colors simply because we have created a layout for all of you. If you're interested in doing a lot of editing and you want your own special layout, there is a standard training I would recommend, and that is called Building Pages and Using Widgets. And I will make sure I send over a link to our training website, and that would be for anyone who wants to totally change to a different layout. But for now, I'm going to go under the assumption that you will be using the layout that we've given you. So let's go straight down here to Build Pages. And this will take me over to my sitemap. Every folder in this sitemap will be a tab within your navigation, and the pages within the folders will be pages within the tab. So obviously pages that have additional, or folders that have additional pages will have this secondary navigation. You do have the ability to add pages and edit content to edit on existing pages. Excuse me. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to come over here. I'm going to pick a page at random. I imagine the most common thing you'll be doing will be adding verbiage to the website. So I'm going to click on a page, and I just illustrated what not to do. I'm using Chrome to edit, so Kelly, I will get that page back, I promise. I use it just because I'm used to Chrome and I know how to fix it, but when you come in to edit, what will sometimes happen is the page will flip to another folder. So I just did that, so let me come over here. Oops, it's doing it again. Usually it doesn't happen, but it's happened twice today. Here we go.
No, it isn't on Chrome.
So Ann?
Yes.
Do we not want to use Chrome then?
If you're going to make edits, use Internet Explorer or Firefox. For everything else, Chrome is just fine. You know, the only thing to worry about is opening those pages. As you saw, it flipped them into other folders. But that is the only problem with Chrome. And like I said, I usually don't even think about it because I know how to flip the pages back. But that will be the one consideration you'll want to have. Okay, so I have a page opened here in edit mode. And what I have here in this widget locator are all of the existing pieces of content. And we just call them widgets. They're all separated out into their own section. And then at the top will be new widgets that you are free to add to the pages. So let's assume I want to edit this content. I would just mouse over, hit open, edit, change the verbiage, and hit save. I'll X out since I didn't make any changes. And it's as simple as that. If you want to add a new text or image widget, I imagine those will be the two most common widgets you will use. It's a matter of dragging and dropping. Let's go ahead and add an image right now. So I just took the image widget from the top of the page. Now I'll open and edit, and then I can hit Select Image, and this takes me over to my image library. I can either browse my hard drive for an image, or I can use an existing image, and then it's a matter of removing the bar and hitting Save. Now you'll notice this image is a bit distorted. And by the way, I'm recording this training, so I will send you the link to the recording.
Wonderful.
Yeah. I know some of this is like, well, how am I going to remember all that? So I will be recording it. Okay, so I am going to unlock this widget, and then I will hold down my Shift key and the left click on my mouse. Oops, I got it too small. And then I can resize it that way. So that is image and text. Again, I have that training for those who really want to get into edits, and that would be what you would want to do, is either attend that training, or that one also is pre-recorded so you can watch it at your convenience. And when you're finished editing a page, you would just close out of the page. And Kelly, after the training, I'll go through and move those pages back. No worries there. And that is how to make edits to the website. Now, the search area would be if you want to customize your map search to a very specific neighborhood. Looks like we have it centered for the moment, but if you want to zoom it in or out or move it around and then save your search options, this would be where you would do that. But if you're okay with it being centered in this area, you don't even have to touch it. And then the last page here is the image library. That's just where all of the images are stored. These are images that you use both on the website and in the email marketing area. And that, I believe, is enough information on the website tab. Let's go over now to the CRM. And you can get to the contact management area by going to the Contacts tab. And let's just start with the My Contacts page. Fortunately, there's a contact in here, so I can use this one as an example. This will be the main page to manage your contacts from. You can add them individually. You can also import a group of contacts. And I'll show you that area, but then I want to stress that you are welcome to send your spreadsheet over to us to import. It's something you'll only have to do once, and it's a little tricky, and since we know the system and we've been doing it for years, we're happy to just do that for you. But here are all the options you have from within a contact record. You can keep track of the notes. Looks like there's been some testing, so you can see the latest note for this contact, what they filled out. You can also see any properties that they've requested showings on or anything else of that nature. From the details page, you can send a basic email out. You can also add a tag to this contact, as well as assign them to a category and contact type. And those different levels of sorting will be helpful both in pulling up a specific group of contacts and also sending out an email blast to a specific group. And from the full notes page, you'll be able to see all notes, both notes that have been imported, notes that you have added, emails that have been sent from the system, and any properties that have been that they've requested more showings on, or if they've registered or filled out a specific contact form. And from the Account tab, you have the ability of adding properties, searches, and market reports to your contact account. These will all be then available when your contact logs into the website. They will be able to see all of this information. If you want to set up a canned search for your contact and then give them property alerts on a daily basis, you would do that from the Account tab. So I would just hit Add Search. I'd fill out this criteria, and then if you select Email, the contact will then receive alerts on a daily basis for new properties that match that search criteria. And the market report is just pulling by zip code from Zillow, and it's a monthly market snapshot of what's going on in a specific zip code. And then properties, from here you can add properties to a contact account.
Anne, can I stop you for a second?
Oh, sure, yeah.
The market report, you said it pulls from Zillow?
Yes.
Does it actually load back to our page, or does it load to Zillow?
It loads back to your page.
Okay.
Yeah, so the market report, it pulls from Zillow, but whenever someone clicks on it and then clicks for more info, they will be taken back to your website.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, we aren't going to bounce them over to Zillow.
A market report contact instead of Zillow, which Zillow has our offering.
What does it do for for sale by owners? Because Zillow does for sale by owners. Then how does it load that information?
I believe it just pulls residential in. I don't think it pulls, and it's not going to pull just by, well, yeah, it's just going to pull from the MLS. So it will, yeah, so that's how it works.
Okay.
All right. You can also sign your contact up for a specific drip campaign. As you can see, we have several that we've created for you. So if you want to just come in and get your contacts all signed up on something to stay in touch with them, you can do that from this area. You also have the ability to write your own campaigns, and I'll show you how to do that in just a few minutes. But if you want to just get going, we've got some generic real estate content that we've loaded in for you right from the start. From the Task and Event tab, you can set up an action plan for your contact. You can also add a specific event. And I'll show you where to go to set up the action plans in just a minute. Or you can just add a task to your contact account. Now with these events, if you do choose to add an event to the contact, that will then push over to the calendar. And you then have the option of pushing your calendar over to your Google Calendar. It won't sync back and forth, but it will push all of your events over to Google. And the Documents tab is just intended to be storage if you have documents specific to a contact. You can just upload them from here and have them available for later use. And you can add any referral information in from this area. The Tasks page will keep track of all of your tasks for you, and you have different view options. And you can also add tasks in by a specific property or by a specific contact. And then moving over to the Calendar page, three things to point out from this page. First of all, you can add events to the calendar just by double-clicking on any area. Second, you can see events that your brokerage has added. So they may include calendar events that would push through to your personal calendar, as well as your own events that you have added. And third, you can push your events over to Google. So the way this would work is I would click this link. It's going to ask for permission. I won't actually sync up my calendar today, but this would be how that would work. And then you'd be able to push events over to Google. A nice benefit of putting an event in as the calendar event is you can then set up a reminder or a recurring event, and you'd receive an email reminder of a specific event. That takes me over to the Sync Contacts page. There are two ways of syncing up your contacts. The first is a direct sync from Google, and this will go back and forth with Google. So it would just be a matter of authorizing a Google account. Or again, you have the option of importing a spreadsheet. And if you'd like to do this yourself, you're welcome to call us up and we'll walk you through it. Or you can just send an email to our support email, and that's just support@blueroof360.com. And we'd be happy to email that or to upload that spreadsheet for you. And then I was talking about sorting your contacts out. You have the option of adding categories and contact types to your account. We have defaults that we've added in. You're welcome to delete all of these and start over, or just edit the existing categories and contact types. These are different ways of sorting out your contacts and zeroing down to a specific group. And again, that's helpful both to pull up just specific contacts and to send a blast email out to a specific group of contacts. And finally, the action plan. This will be where you set up a group of tasks that you can then assign either to a contact or to a property. So it would just be a matter of adding a task, days to complete, and then you would just add more tasks to each plan and have those plans available. I'll go ahead and delete this one out. And that's the Contact tab. Now before I showed you how to add your agent ID number into the site information page, once you've done that, it will carry over to the My Properties area. And it looks like Kelly already has her properties pulling through, which is fantastic. This will be where you can edit and update your properties, as well as create a transaction. I will let you know that once you begin to edit a listing from this area, we will no longer pull from the MLS. So if you want to make changes to an MLS, to a listing, just make them from one place, either the MLS or from here. Some MLSs only let you load in a certain number of images, so this is a place to add more images in. But if you are going to be making updates to the listing, you probably want to pick one spot, either here or the MLS, to do that. As you can see, you can add tasks and events to a specific listing. You can also put a listing under contract and create a transaction, which would then be a place to upload documents, add notes and tasks, and invite others to view the transaction with you. From the oh yeah, go ahead.
When you're pulling from the MLS, do you pull the documents from the MLS into here, or
No, we don't pull the documents. You'd need to upload them separately.
okay.
Right.
If you have an exclusive listing that you're not going to load onto the MLS, you also have that option from Add Non-MLS Listing. And it would just be a matter of filling out the information. And you would then be given a link to that listing that you could give out to just the people you want to share it with. So that's the My Properties area. Next we have the email marketing. And again, I don't want to overload you with too much today, but I will go over these different tabs and just point out the different features in the email marketing area. Here are those standard drip campaigns I told you about. Next to each email is a number, and that just indicates how many days after the first email the campaign will go out.
What is that called? You said it's called standard email drip campaign?
Yeah.
I can't see what it actually says, though.
Oh, okay. This one says 1 week standard, for example. And then the first email says, thank you for visiting our website. That would be the email that goes out on day 1. And then 1 day after that, best service would go out. And it would just follow the pattern. So you can create new campaigns and add your own content by hitting the New button. And you can create new emails and add them to an existing campaign as well. And you're also welcome to come into our generic campaigns and to make any changes you would like to make. As you can see, you have a complete word processor to use, so you're welcome to make any changes. Additionally, aside from the drip campaigns, we have an email blast system. This will allow you to blast an email out to several contacts at once. And again, you have that word processor. The one thing I do want to point out right up front is that before you start to make edits, you need to actually create the email. So you would come into the email blast area, hit New. I'll select a template for my email, give it a subject. And now that I've created the email, I can find it, and now I can begin to make my edits. So once I have the email set up, I would then choose the recipient list. And here is where you can select from specific contact types, as well as any tags and specific contact names. So you can do a combination of any of those. You can even save this combo, and it would then display in the recipient list dropdown. So you have all of those different options for blasting out. And once you have sent a blast email or set up drip campaigns, those will be available in the Activity tab.
And is it possible? And is it possible for our brokerage to set up a drip campaign, or no?
Yes, it is. And that reminds me, I have a note that I need to add that to the broker account. But in the broker's account, you have a share option. So you create the email, and then just right here would be share with. So, yeah.
So for instance, if the brokerage set up a drip campaign, then they could share that with us individually on our individual site?
Correct. And then you can share both the drip campaigns or the blast emails. So you would just then see those emails from this area. And I do have a lot of brokerages that take advantage of that. So from pending, you will see all of the drip campaign emails that are set to go out. And from sent, you will see everything that has been sent. And we have the option of seeing the number of people that have opened the email. So you can kind of keep track of how well your blast emails are doing.
Where do you see that to open it?
Right from this tab. If I had sent an email, it would display right here.
Oh, it would be showing right there?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And then the last tab is the Community tab. This is sort of a quasi-Pinterest board. This is intended to be internal communication. If you as a brokerage want to take advantage of this, you have the option of adding posts such as non-MLS listings, just creating messages. I'll create a message really quickly, show you how that would display. So here's my message. People can comment on it or contact the person that created the message. And so everything will just display down the board as a Pinterest board.
And that's just for our office?
Yes, that's correct. So, for example, if you need help with an open house, or there is a company event, or you need a buyer or a renter, that would be what this area is for.
So what about, for instance, if we took minutes from our meetings, could we just post it on there?
Oh yeah, you could.
There's plenty of room?
Uh-huh. Yep, it will extend down as far as you need it to go down. And that is every tab. That is, I know, a lot of information. As I said, I'm recording this training, and also our chat is available. Now that I've gone over everything, what additional questions do you have for me?
I was wondering about, for instance, if I have somebody, you know, from Wisconsin, now they go on my website.
Uh-huh.
Can I see, or is it only if they punch in information regarding that they want to be contacted? And what does that look like?
Okay, so what you would do if you want to see those type of analytics is you would come over here. You would actually need to create a Google Analytics account, and you would then plug that in. That still won't give you names and numbers, but it will show you where people are coming from. So you will see someone from Salt Lake City, Utah, for example. We're happy to help set up that account. Google Analytics is a free service, so you just do that by going to google.com and typing in Google Analytics, and then it's really straightforward. But again, you can also contact us, and we will walk you through the process.
So, okay, the other question was, somebody wants to be contacted. Where do they fill that out?
Okay, so there are several different pages.
They're on Kelly's website,
Uh-huh.
and they want Kelly to contact them.
They'd come over here to the Contact tab
Okay.
and fill out the information. That's also available on every individual listing, and it's available from their profile page as well.
So how is it from a listing?
Let's go over here. I will pull up a listing. Oh, oops. That's one that I changed. Okay, so here is a listing details page. So right here they can ask questions, and that's a way to fill out the contact form. They can also come down here and schedule a showing. They can save a listing at which time they would be prompted to fill out their information. So really the details page is where a lot of lead capture options are presented.
And that, when they're on Kelly's page, that goes directly to Kelly then?
Right, exactly. The only exception to that is if they are on the main brokerage website and the listing belongs to a specific agent within the brokerage, then that contact will go to that agent.
Right. What if it's a different agent, a different company, like Edina Realty?
It would still go to you.
Webpage.
Yes, it still does.
No, I understand that. I'm saying when a listing is listed with Edina Realty, for instance, and somebody is on our company webpage, and they fill out something that they want to see that.
That information would be sent to the company contact management area, and the brokerage would then have the option to give the lead to whomever they choose.
Now, so we still have it only set up for daytime hours and not nights and weekends?
I guess that's how, I'm not, are you asking me or, oh.
Yeah, one of our problems would be if it goes to our secretary, which they do, she's not here after 5 every night, and she's not here Saturdays and Sundays.
So
how do we capture those so that they're not 3 days old by the time we get them?
What I've seen most brokerages do is they take an email address that someone will be monitoring over the weekend, and they use that as their primary email, and then the lead will go directly to that email.
So we have to set that up for next weekend, where the email is monitored, taking turns, I suppose.
And how do we do the spreadsheet to add context, like from our Flex or MLS?
So there should be an oh, go ahead.
I mean, how do we get that to you?
Okay, so there should be an export option that just allows you to export it as either a CSV file or just a spreadsheet. So you would just export that and then attach it to an email and send that to support@blueroof360.com and just request that we load those contacts in, and we'll know what to do from there.
Okay.
Other questions?
How are you going to be sending us this training video?
I will send it as a YouTube video. I will just send that to this email address that I've been corresponding to you through, and they can distribute that link.
All right, super.
Okay. What other questions can I answer?
Well, we just need our logins, don't we?
Okay.
Yep, we'll need our login information. And the other question is, like, is there a spot where we'll be able to see if they viewed a property, like a specific property 4 or 5 times? Is there a location that we'll be able to see that?
We haven't set that up. We had that set up at one time, and it was killing our load times. So we took that feature off, And it's just a matter of figuring out how to get that back on without, again, just bogging down the system. So at this time, that option is not available.
Okay. All right, I think that is all the questions we have for right now then.
Great. Well, thank you for your time. Oh, go ahead.
If you want to just email over our login, that would be great, and then I'll get that out to everybody so they can start playing around on this.
Okay, will do. And just let us know if you have any questions. We're here to help.
And do you have a telephone number for the support line as well?
Yes, let me give you that number. And I'll put it in the chat as well. It's 888-850-4867.
So it's 888-850?
Yep.
Okay.
And then those hours are just the Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 Mountain Time. And yeah, that's it. Anything else I can help you with right now?
I don't think so. Thank you for your time today.
Oh, you're welcome. Absolutely. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you soon.